bugger. Oh. Oh man, what am I like with my timing?
Guys, as usual, a few jokes backstage. Sorry about the tardiness. It's the takeaway today. Subjects have been quite scarce, but we are going to talk Maguire, but not a dig at Maguire, not the normal Maguire. Just Teddy Sheringham had a few words to say about Maguire. We're also going to have a little chit chat about the World Cup. Obviously, we've got Mr. Fleetley. If you don't know him, he is a gooner. So, guys, please take time with him. Obviously, we've got Matt, as usual, and TalkMU, my right-hand man. Don't forget, we do have Spot the Ball, guys. So, you know what? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. I love your glasses, Mr. Fleetley. Let's get this takeaway on the road. So, guys, first things first. I've seen a couple of people in the chat. I see Bill Baggio. I see Omundi, who seems very, very happy with a comment that Box made. But look, we'll go into that a little bit further. Mister,
I see that.
You can see. You can see. It's such. Look at them. Look at them.
Hold on. Hold on. I just that Box. Stick your tongue out, bro. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I thought so.
Flu ridden, yeah? Oh, Box, don't worry, man. Your fever will go soon, man. Your fever will go soon, man. Guys, it's Friday. It's the agenda. Matt, how you doing?
Oh, good. Thanks, Mr. Bit. How is everyone?
Friday's the best day of the week, man. You know me, man. I love a good Friday.
Stephen is itching, bro. Go on, get to Stephen. He's itching.
God. Right. So now we've introduced everybody of importance on the show. Nah, not really, Stephen. Nah, not really, Rob. Guys, if you don't know him, you know how we do. Mr. Fleetley, Stephen Fleetley. He's got his own channel. He's also a paid up member. He's a gooner and he's still a paid up member of the agenda. Welcome back, Mr. Fleetley. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. I would have not bet if England were winning, but Wales are pretty much out, so there you go. And yeah, my team sit at top of the Premier League, so I'm loving life.
But this is World Cup. This isn't actually about the Prem. So
we're top of the both cups.
Hold on.
The top leagues.
Hold on. Hold the phone, Stephen, as you say. You're just a little bit low on the mic, bro. If you can maybe get the mic a little bit closer to you.
Okay.
It's just a little bit low. Yeah, that'll be better.
Yeah.
Just repeat what you said. What did you say? You were?
Yeah, so we're both top of the group and top of the Premier League, so I'm loving life.
What's that there? What's that? Oh, is that a nosebleed I can see coming on? I think so.
Hey, I get a few of those. Be careful.
It's an arsehole. They're gonna after Christmas, bro. It's all downhill from there. You know that.
That's what I said after Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea.
Oh, did we mention Man United in that list?
Yeah, but like, where you been?
Don't worry.
Let's cut that in and just let's get straight on with our sponsors. As you know, folks, we are now sponsored by GMS, Global Mapping Surveys. Currently assisting architects, property developers and construction companies all over the country, offering a wide range of services such as setting out topographical surveys, 3D laser scanning monitoring. The link is in the description for the website and the contact details. And there is a discount also if you use the name that you found them through the Man United Agenda. Fizz Bang Wallet, you're in business. So if you do need any of them kind of services, check them out and we do appreciate their support. Bam.
Yeah, we're talking about BAM.
Yes.
I'm actually looking for something from here. I know why you held it back. You didn't want Solo coming in trying to get an unfair advantage. But let's be honest, he could have it all week. He's never going to get it right. So look, let's get it up without further ado, guys.
Mr. B, you know what? You're right there. You know, I've never thought of that. It's like, okay, you can come in and look, but it's not going to help you unless I tell you. You know what I mean? Okay, folks, listen, you know it rolls on the Man United agenda. On a Friday night, we like to play a little game called Spot the Ball. We're sticking with that theme tonight. Oh, shit,
Hello?
man.
Oh, what's that? Oh, right.
Sorry, I thought my sorry, yeah. Sorry. I was just about to say, don't tell me my internet's dropping. Yeah, my internet just dropped a bit there, man.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
Stephen, this is your first time we Spot the Ball, bro. Yeah? So, good luck. Matty, good luck. Mr. B, good luck. And everyone else in the chat, good luck. And you know how it rolls. All you got to do is take a look at the picture, tell me which box you think has got the majority of the ball in it. That's as simple as that. So here we go. Wallop. There you go. Mr. B's looking at his big screen now.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Right, come on now. Bill Baggio, box, Big G. Let's have it.
Rory, Mr. Bullock.
And also, folks, just what we are going to be doing sometime in the near future is we're hopefully going to be making this a little bit different, but the same thing, right? But with a prize involved. We're working on it in the background as we speak, and that's what all the people who come along and help the channel out. That's what you're doing. You help the channel grow, so that means we can give back. Also, people who are members of the channel and everything else. So we're going to do that, and when that happens, we're going to make it a little bit more, how should we say, refined, so that you're going to get one shot at your guesses. As for tonight, you can still have one or two guesses, but I would prefer it if you just had the one. So, okay, I can see some numbers coming in already. I can see Stephen's quite bemused and he's like, what? Why am I supposed to get that?
I'm looking.
Yeah, you have a good look, bro. Have a good look. Oh, yeah, we got some nice little line of numbers. That's what I like, is a line of numbers, so I can't lose it in the chat later on.
So
I like it.
I got them all done for you. Right, so before we go any further, we're going to shout out Bill Baggio. We're going to shout out Rory C. We're going to shout out Omundi. Guys, look, we know what it is. You don't have to be here. We also appreciate that you are. Who else haven't I said howdy to? Solo. We see you spied on us. We didn't let you in the door so you couldn't cheat. Yank talking smack. Long time. USA. And all that. Thank you. Yeah, I can see you're happy with your draw. They were shocking, but we'll discuss that second half of the show anyway. So, guys, before we do go any further, Mr. Sheringham, had a couple of things to say about Maguire. As usual, everybody, we were on everybody's lips. Maguire seems to be on everybody's lips a lot more than most players at the moment. He's been told that he should leave by good old Teddy. I mean, I read it thinking that it might have been something else, but basically he was saying that if Ten Hag doesn't rate him, he doesn't understand Ten Hag because he never lets England down. Obviously, Teddy hasn't seen us play lately. He doesn't realise that we are a possession-based football team now. We try to be a possession-based football team now. Maguire still has a role at the club. Do you think, I'm going to start with you, Stephen, as you're an outsider looking in on this, do you think Maguire should leave the club, or do you think he should stay? Do you think he's done a good job at the club? Do you think he's ridiculed? Look at his face. Do you think he's been ridiculed unfairly?
Be truthful.
I think he should stay.
You're a wind up, I say.
He's doing bits. I can't lie. Like being a good bench warmer recently. I mean, but when he gets on that pitch, my God, the goals that you concede is unbelievable. I think you should keep him. You should put him on a Phil Jones deal where he gets a retirement plan.
Timeshare.
To be fair, with Maguire, it's like you said, you're becoming more possession based, and I don't think Maguire. I think for me, you saw in the Iran game even that he was just like that first goal conceded. He's just too too slow, and I just don't see how he's going to fit back in that United setup under Ten Hag. So if all in all, I wouldn't be surprised if you did move on from Maguire and try and get yourself sort of a more ball playing centre back to assist Martinez, and also I mean who's the one that I'm sorry, my memory's crap. So
Varane and Lindelof.
Yeah, Varane and Lindelof. So yeah, I think both. I think both can, and another defender, probably ball playing defender, is what you're going to need going forward under Ten Hag.
I expected it to be a lot worse than that, to be fair.
I could be if you want me.
I said you've got to be truthful. You said that you think he should stay, which threw us off to a certain extent. Matt, have you got anything to say about Mr. Maguire and the comments from Teddy?
Yeah, I think he's right. I think Maguire does need to leave. I just think if you look at the direction Man United are going in, they don't play to Harry's strengths as a centre back. If you're going to play a high line, you're going to leave space in behind. We know one of Maguire's biggest weaknesses is a lack of pace. So he's going to get caught out time and time again. As well as that, he's going to get a ton of shit from the fan base. It's a player that divides the fan base. Maguire is. You've got your Maguire lovers and you've got your Maguire haters, and whatever he does, kind of divides it. If he has a bad game, he gets slaughtered. If he has a good game, he gets to
Sorry, Matt. I think what's your pet rabbit called?
Oh, this is
If you would have come over, you wondered what you were doing, Bob.
Oh no, yeah, it's good job you are on camera, Matt, because you'd have been thinking, yeah, what are you doing, bro?
Oh, good Lord have mercy, you guys are. I
Carry on,
swear.
bro.
Sorry, Matt. Go on, Matt.
It's all. Yeah, I mean, I wish I wasn't. So, Maguire needs to go somewhere to kickstart his team, his career.
Hold on. I've just seen that. No, I've just seen the private one, Matt. No problem. Right. Talk.
Yes, bro.
You talk to me. Talk to me.
Oh, I need to just compose myself there, man. That comment, someone's bed rattling, man. What? Hey, what's going down, man? It's like, it's watershed, but still,
I
you know what I mean?
one day I was thinking it was you brushing your teeth.
Oh, dear. That was funny.
Matt will be back, guys. Matt will be back. He's just sorting out a few sound issues.
Okay. All right, let's get back on track. Harry Maguire, look, listen, he has got a lot of good qualities to his game. We can't deny that. We've seen that again tonight because I thought he was really good tonight for England.
He played well.
I think the Iran game, he was good. There was one moment, really, that, defenders can get caught out in one moment, but it's a case of how many times is there one moment in a game, and consistently one moment in games. So I just think maybe here for Harry Maguire, he has to make a decision also himself for the best for his career and his future going forward. He's still got a lot of football to play, and maybe it just doesn't maybe fit with the way we are going now as a club. Like Stephen was saying, ball playing centre backs is probably where we're needed. I mean, on the other hand, if Harry Maguire is happy and the club are happy in a conversation that is around the topic of, look, if you're happy to stay as a squad player and be used when we need you in specific games, then we're happy with that. He might be happy with that himself, but to something that tells me that just maybe he won't be happy with that.
Why did you
It's
put that one up?
Well, that is the word associated with rabbits, isn't it? To be fair. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I just think maybe he needs to sort of be a little bit proactive himself here and maybe look at, moving himself on, because I can't see consistently how he can fit in with what we're doing, as a team, and the way Ten Hag is having us play going forward. Because let's have it right. If we are really going to start challenging, as it stands, Manchester City and Arsenal, because you've got to go off league form and everything else. Liverpool have dropped off. Will they come back? We don't know. Big question mark. Newcastle, I think they're peaked a little bit too soon, in my opinion. So as it stands, we're looking at Manchester City and Arsenal, and so, and maybe you could throw Chelsea in there. And I don't know about Spurs, but we've got to be able to compete for the Premier League. You know what I mean? So does he fit into that on a consistent basis? Not in my opinion.
Well, look, we've got Omundi. Sorry, we've got Omundi. Still has a lot to offer. We know Omundi is a fair guy. He also is a Maguire lover, but he said he's still got a lot to offer. It will be the fans that drive him out the club. The abuse has been unfair and very disrespectful. He is a ball-playing centre-back and has a lot of qualities. I mean, as I said, we do joke. We do obviously take the piss to a certain extent, but
The thing I wanted to also bring out is the thing I wanted to say with Maguire as well. If you're gonna go forward,
Yeah, get a bit closer to your mic, Stephen.
Yeah, sorry. If you're gonna get forward and start also controlling games, possession, and build out from the back as well, you're more likely going to start playing more of a higher line in that. And the one thing Maguire is that's one thing you can't do with Maguire is if you play a high line with Maguire, it would just be an easy ball over the top, and he won't be able to keep up with a striker. Which that's the one key element, and that's probably why he's not been preferred over Varane, Lindelof, and Martinez. Is that when Ten Hag wants to go with his team, he knows he's going to need ball, not so much players that can just pass the ball along the back, but also play high enough to be able to dominate teams and consistently dominate teams in possession as well.
I mean, to be fair, it hasn't really, his lack of pace hasn't really been exposed yet. I know my memory's short, and you're probably going to remind me of a game that he's played specifically this season where he's been done, but I don't remember any games where he has actually been done for pace. Now, I don't know if that's down to luck, bad judgment, or great training. I'm not sure, but I don't remember a game where he's actually been exposed, and obviously that's the part. Yeah, go on. So
Go on, talk.
No, I was going to say, I think if we look at it from a point of view of what is the problem with Harry Maguire, quite clearly we know it's obvious. It's pace. He's a big unit. He's a big lad. He's carrying a lot of weight and everything else. So, not weight. I don't mean overweight. I just mean he's a big lad. So when you're bigger, obviously you need more weight. So, if, for example, he was to adapt his game slightly so that he's not the one who is the one to go out and push up and get caught out of position, he can't get back. You know what I mean? Because if he does that, obviously you're going to have somebody alongside him, aren't we? Like a Martinez or a Varane. You know, if Harry Maguire maybe leaves that job to somebody else and he's the sort of last man, so to speak, if they try and break on you with a ball over the top, you've not only got Harry Maguire in front of you to worry about and think, right, well, I've got to get past him. You've then got the speed of the other defender who have maybe gotten a little bit forward to get back, to then try and deal with him as well. You know what I mean? So that's go on.
Yeah, I agree with you. In a sense, I was just going to answer Bill Badger's question. I just looked at the transfer market is up at the end of the 24-25 season. at the 30th of June 2025. That's the end of his contract. Now, whether he extends it there, we don't know. But for me, I wouldn't be surprised if Man United did move on from him under Ten Hag. But like you said, if he's happy to play the squad role, there's plenty of games. And I think also, to be fair, you say he's not been done on pace. I think Eric Ten Hag's been, when he's played him, he's been wary of the fact of the lack of pace from him. So he's tried not to place in such a way that his pace can be exposed. So it could be down to the tactics of Ten Hag in that sense.
I mean, I hear that, Stephen, but what I will say is that he hasn't. Our style of play hasn't changed. When Maguire's playing, we're not playing 10 yards deeper or 20, which is what I thought we would have done. And we still haven't been exposed. So whatever the system is that we're playing, or Ten Hag is going to play, we're not really getting exposed one-on-one. We don't have that ball straight over the top. I don't remember us playing a game this season. Please, somebody in the chat, please remind me, because obviously, you know, my memory is a bit fragile. If there is a game where Maguire played and we got done with the ball over the top, or even a turn, even turning against him and spinning off, and please, somebody please remind me.
Mr. B, it might not have been done for pace this season, but you've got to look at how we've approached them games. Did we approach them games to sit and dominate the ball and dominate possession and kind of press very high up the pitch, or did we start off playing counter-attacking football where we're sitting deep, where there's very little room in behind for players to get in? Our best performance this season came against Chelsea and against Tottenham, against Arsenal, against Liverpool, and some of the other games we played where we've done well. We've not really dominated possession in that manner. We've counter-attacking, and I'll get that because it's very young in Ericsson, and it's off the back of 2 straight defeats where we conceded 6 goals. Now, Maguire's not a bad player, but he's not a great player either. I think the weight of expectation playing at Man United is getting to him. I think the abuse is getting to him. I think he struggles with that. I think if he leaves, it can kickstart his career. There's less weight, less expectation on his shoulders, and he can go to a team that's more suited to playing to his strengths as a player. He was brilliant at Leicester. Why? Because Leicester sit deep. Now, when you sit deep, you've got no room to get in behind. It nullifies your counter-attacking. It nullifies your Rashford, your Mbappe's, players like that, players who need space in behind to run into. Now,
sorry.
If you're playing high line, you've got space to run into, and that's where Maguire gets caught out, and especially positionally, and just being switched on and alert to what's happening around him.
That's the word, Matt. It's positionally. That's the word.
You can get away with having a lack of pace as long as you're switched on and you give yourself 3, 4, maybe 5 yards on the player, and you know you can get the ball in front of them. But he doesn't seem to do that.
To be fair,
I'd love to see him move on for the sake of his own career and for the sake of his own mental health because of the abuse he suffers online.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, 1 sec, Stephen. Let me just make this point. This must come down to Ten Hag's decision. If Ten Hag does not have faith in Harry Maguire and believe that he's going to do the job he's required, it's got to be Ten Hag who makes the call.
Exactly.
Can I ask you something? How long can anybody here tell me, off the top of your head, how long Harry Maguire's contract was when we signed him?
It's got to be
7 years.
What? Nah.
I've just had a look on here. It's 7 years. Can that be right?
What?
Harry Maguire signed a 7-year, £59,100 were contract with Manchester United, including annual, so blah, 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 blah. Can that be right? Would we have signed somebody on a 7-year contract?
To be fair, with the way our boards are on both clubs, I won't be surprised.
That makes absolutely no. I know they probably want to protect them.
6 years,
right?
Mr. B.
6
6-year
yeah?
contract.
Okay. So that means they probably, the 1 year is probably the extension that we always, the one that we're, the one that's unwritten or written into the fuck.
The thing is for me as well is that, and the reason I say we probably move on is I do feel probably the pressure does get to him, because you are playing, right, for the biggest club in England, right, and one of the biggest clubs in the world, and also I don't think the £80 million price tag helped as well, because you guys paid a lot of money for Maguire, a lot of money, and that's not helped either in his case. So whenever you pay that sort of money, you there's a certain expectation that comes with it. So, and then all of a sudden, if there's one bad performance, it's usually against you straight away. Right.
But
And
let me just say this, Stephen. Let me just say this. When it comes to that, when you're looking at it from that angle, there is then the argument, look, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, bro. You know, you're talking about Manchester United here. He knew, well, yeah, he knew he was signing for Manchester United and everything else. And he knew when the numbers were being discussed, you know, about the transfer fee and everything else, he knew exactly what he was walking into. And you've got to have a good mental strength to be able to deal with that pressure. And also the flack from the fans, as you are the target with being one of the most expensive players you've ever purchased, you know. And so, again, I would say if you can handle that side of things, which we don't know, we're surmising here that it affects him that badly, that it affects his game. We don't know that. We can assume, that's all. We don't know the strength of character of Harry Maguire.
I think he's strong mentally, you know. To be fair, as much as I'm not a Harry Maguire, I think mentally he is very, very strong. He put up with all the degree shit. You know what I mean? He still played right. You know, wasn't great, but he played through that. I think mentally Maguire is a very, 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 very strong character, to be fair. Oh, I sound like I'm sticking up for Maguire.
Careful.
I was just going to say, Mr. B, is that support I hear there?
Look, do you know what? I don't hate Man United players until they leave the club. I'll be honest. There's some of them that I can't stand. But while they're Man United players, yes, you cuss and you moan, but maybe it's just time away or listening to Omundi a lot. Maybe he's trying to convert me to Maguireism. You know, instead of Buddhism, he's converting me to Maguireism. But no, I won't have. I don't know. I don't know. He hasn't been as bad as I thought he would have been. I'll be honest. He hasn't been as bad as I thought he would have been. So if Maguire is gonna leave, I hope we do get some sort of money for him. I have a sneaky feeling that he's gonna get a contract extension. I can feel it in my bones.
If he did leave, who would you get in his place?
Omundi.
Yeah, Omundi's the best one to answer that. Let's just go through some of the comments, Mr. B.
Yes, please.
I'll just go up a little bit from yonder.
And then we can get your picture back up as well.
He became a member on the channel today, so I really do appreciate
that. I love that.
King's football drew with soccer. What do you have to say, Stephen? I don't know what you mean. Yo, Stephen, no need to shout
about soccer.
Yeah, soccer. MK, Mark Evan and AO. Don't know what that means. Big up on Monday. We've got Kevin Carter Williams. Big up. It says 5+1 is normal procedure on an 80 mil transfer. Secure the asset. Mark Edmund on Monday. Stephen is talking. Yo, King's Football Show. There's a lot of hellos. MK in the building. MK. never a more scrutinised player in media, social media than Maguire, says Box.
Okay.
Ready question. Roy, sorry. Roy says a question. Does Erik ten Hag appoint new club captain in January? Well, if Maguire's not there, obviously he will do.
That'll go for next season. I just think that he should. I just leave it as it is. When he plays, he gets the captain's armband. When he doesn't play, it's Bruno. I mean, everybody knows Bruno's our captain. He plays like our captain. To be fair, I think Bruno is a good captain for us. The fact that we've got so much leaders playing on the pitch, I think does help. So whoever has the captain's armband, what do they do? Go forward and toss the coin? Do they still toss the coin? Do they still toss a coin? Is it done more sophisticated now? Still toss a coin?
I think they do.
They still toss a coin for the referees.
Yeah, what does he do? Go and toss a coin and give the interview. That's it. So
he has a thick skin. You have to admire his courage, sorry, Stephen, to step up and keep coming back. Eddie, big up Eddie in the building on Monday. Were you asking for centre backs better than Maguire, Martinez, Varane, Romero, Akanji, Laporte, Saliba, Gabriel, Guehi, Dunk, etc.?
I'm not having Dunk. I'm not having Dunk.
You're dunking your biscuits, Eddie, bro. Oh yeah. Don't leave them in too long though, because you know what happens. A what?
I mean, it could,
Sven Botman.
Sven Botman.
It does.
See, there's a few. Saliba.
Yeah, Saliba.
Go.
Stephen, when Man United get neutral in there, Ronaldinho, yeah, Saliba's coming to Man United. Saliba, Martinez, the new Ferdinand and Vidic.
I'll block. No, mate, I'm blocking the M1 and the M6. I'm blocking flights to Manchester.
We'll just send a private plane down.
No. I'll blow up the plane before he gets there.
Sorry, Kerwin says you're not sticking up for him. That's just basic analysis, specifically when you think about Maguire being the best we had for 3 years. Okay, let's just pause.
What I will say to that, Kerwin, is we've lit up his ass quite a few times on this channel. It's got nothing to do.
Especially on the Watchalongs. Let's get back to the main event.
Yeah.
Let's just
Numbers,
remove
guys.
that banner there from Stephen's head. Right, come on, guys. You know how it rolls. Which box has got the majority of the ball in it? That's how you got to tell me. Look at the image. Look at it closely. Analyze it. Blow it up. Shrink it down. Put your glasses on. Do whatever you've got to do. Just give me a number. Stephen, I'm going to ask you for your number, bro.
I'm going to go for number 4.
Okay. Number 4. Matty?
I'll go number 1.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me just make a note of this, because I never make a note usually. No, I forget.
If you remember,
right,
yeah.
Hold on. I know. What did I just say? I can't remember. Right. Okay. So Stephen says number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Matty, you said what?
Number 1.
Number 1. Mr. B.
Number 2.
Mr. B, you disappoint me. But I'll let it roll. Mr. B says number 2. Okie dokie, pig in a poke. I'm going to go for number... Hey? Yeah, you thought I was going to say, didn't you? Okie dokie, folks. Let's have a look in the comments, right? Let's have a look. Let's get further down here with some numbers. Here we go. There's more. Rory C. Again, 4 again. Number 1 says Omundi. Mark Edmonds going for number 4. Bill Baggio's going for number 11. Vincent Bullock. Nah, bro. One number, bro. One number. Brush, you're big up. Vincent's going for number 7. Eddie's football waffle is going for number 5. Box is going number 9. McKay going number 8. Omundi sticking with the number 1. Some interesting numbers there. I hope everybody's looking at the image correctly.
Look, don't try and put anybody off. We know how it is. We know how it is.
Sorry, just one more question.
Yeah.
If anybody can, for a bonus point, if you can tell me who we're playing, I'll be very impressed.
Definitely want to.
I'm gonna have a quick glimpse there. Can anybody make out who that is that we're playing?
Jesus, talk, man. I'm not in that part of the conversation. I'm not in that part of the conversation.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, no chance. Let's have a look. Let's go.
Do you think it was probably early 2000s?
See, look. See, no, Monday. The idea is you're supposed to guess it.
Yes.
Supposed
Come
to
on,
guess
Monday.
it for your extra point. Come on, guys. Look, I said you know the length of this show, so let's speed this up a bit. World Cup. Guys, thoughts on the World Cup so far as the first round of games has gone. Obviously, we've had a couple of second rounders today. Thoughts on the World Cup. Most best player. Anybody who's impressed you, anybody who you think's let you down, countries that have impressed you. Guys in the chat, get involved. You guys on the panel. The floor is yours.
I'll go first. Quickly, I'll just say I wasn't that excited, but as soon as it kicked off, the juices started flowing, shall we say. Team that's impressed me the most, it's clearly got to be Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Crikey, beating Argentina, that's just outrageous. You know what I mean? And individual players, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Let someone else go.
I think the teams that have impressed me so far, Saudi Arabia's one. Japan's another. Right? Yeah. Especially when they got the Arsenal Samurai at the right back. Right?
Tomiyasu.
Right, and also Sana up front as well. Yeah, love it. They've got a big one up. I think England had a good opener as well. Made a good statement there, and actually what we saw against Wales today with Iran showed that probably was a better victory than most people gave it credit for. Qatar, as much as it was good to see them get a goal today and show a bit of quality, they're just not on the same level as everyone else in the tournament, and I wasn't expecting it, to be fair. But for me, what I've seen to notice is that with the Japan and the Saudi Arabia game is that teams that seem to go, and even other games as well, teams that go all out at the first 30-40 minutes, right? You see the game change all of a sudden by the second half. By the second half, the game's completely turned on its head, and they're struggling to even stay in the game because of the climate, and even they're too tired. You saw Argentina. You wouldn't expect Saudi Arabia to be nowhere like to be. You wouldn't. When we saw that first half, Saudi Arabia didn't have any inkling whatsoever that they were going to do what they did. And then all of a sudden, they've come out completely different side. And Argentina just it's mad. I think Bellingham was really impressive for his first game in a World Cup. Saka was man of the match in that game for that. Let's talk about the USA game just now. The better. But like I said, I'm just, despite what everyone's trying to say about everything else on the outside of football, right? I'm trying to enjoy football, right? And right, being possibly a final World Cup, I'm just trying to enjoy what as much of it as I can.
Do you know, that's a good point that you made there, because look, we know the issues around where the World Cup's been hosted and everything else, but there comes a point where you've got to go, okay, look, you've had your say on that side of things now, it's just time to get involved in the football. The only thing that I'd say, the biggest disappointment though for me, really, is I'm still waiting for at least one team captain to pull out the rainbow armband from their shorts and stick it on.
What for? Why are they going to do that, Talk? They're not going to do it, bro. No, they're not, because they play the game after 10 minutes and get sent off.
No, they won't get sent off. It's a yellow card.
Of course they will. Yeah, they get a yellow card, and then I'm playing. Yeah, but I'm playing against you, and you touch me, and I fall over, and
I know,
fall on the floor and dive. You're off.
I don't know. It's just you know, the German players putting their hands over their mouths was a kind of sort of halfway there. You know, they were saying, "Oh, we've been silenced. We wanted to do it, but we couldn't. We've been told no."
Okay,
But
and
I'm
then
still
what happened in the
expecting at
result
least.
of the right? But then the result of the game, they must listen up, right? They had their protest and they did what they did. Their fans, do you think their fans give a shit about them covering their mouth when they lost the fucking game?
No, of course
This,
not.
this is,
No,
and this is my point.
Can I
The, the,
make my
the bigger
state?
picture is football.
Can I make
of course,
my,
dude.
I want to make my point on this, and I'm gonna do a video on it, and that's it. I'm done hearing it because, wait, we all get the rights, and like if it was going on in any walks of life, I'd be backing that no end or other, right? Now, for people that want to go over there and say they don't feel they can, well, like, you can't expect them to come over here and expect to abide by every single rule that you have on our land, but then go over there and expect them to change theirs for 4 weeks. You can't have it both ways, for a start. Second of all, like, in terms of the human rights, don't sit there and run about human rights when you own, for example, right, one of these laptops, one of these phones, one of these Nike trainers, the football shirts we wear. You can't have a go about Qatar over human rights over that when you're not going on about all the sweatshops that make all these products and the capitalism that benefit from it. Right? And third of all, these people that like Gary Lineker, for example, Alex Scott, all of them that have come out on top beforehand and condemned it. Well, if you're condemning it, why'd you go? Why'd you go? If you really money. If you really cared about it, if you really wanted to make a statement, you would have stayed at home, right? You don't, but you don't. You still said like, oh, but I don't make extra money. But no, if you really cared about it, Gary, you would have stayed at home, right? So the fact you've gone means you can't say anything, right? The reason I don't criticise, right, a country that has these problems is because I own a phone, right? I own Nike trainers. I buy Nike Adidas football shirts, right? I support a club that's got Fly Emirates on it, right, on its shirts. So it'd be hypocritical for me to slag off a country with all these problems when I'm benefiting from all these problems. So, right, these people and these celebrities, honestly, I'm up to here with them. They need to just, you've made your point, right? As much as hypocritical it is, now just shut up and let us enjoy the football. For example, like, as I said, I don't know if I'll get another World Cup or another tournament, right?
You will.
What's left, and I don't want to hear them just constantly making it a moaning session every 5 minutes. I've never seen so much hypocrisy and moaning about a World Cup in all my life when all they say football's not supposed to be about politics, and stop
Celebration.
into it.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Wow. Wow. That was like John Craven's news round. Matt, can you top that?
Probably not. No, look. The issue is you've got a conflict of interest. You've got FIFA trying to push this inclusivity. The game is for everyone. And then you've got the World Cup in Qatar. We know about their human rights. We know about their religious beliefs and everything else. You've got your conflict of interest with the two. Why hold it there if you're trying to promote inclusivity and then giving the World Cup to a country where you've got human rights issues and other elements within their religion? Why let them have the World Cup? That doesn't make any sense. But look, the World Cup's here. I'm bored of hearing about this one love and LGBT. Let's just enjoy the football now.
Where'd you go?
I mean, look, from my point of view, I mean, I think when it comes to we're talking about human rights issues, blah blah blah. I don't think it's a human rights issue per se. The population of Qatar has got a problem with the human rights issues that the government or the rulers of the country employ. I think it's more, this is obviously all about the workers' rights and blah blah blah. And we know about the homosexuality, the LGBTQ thing. We know all about that because but again, that's just something that what somebody said it. You go into a place here where you know what the rules are. You've got to use your common sense. It's as simple as that. You know what?
Yeah.
If I'm coming to your house and you say, "Can you take your shoes off before you come in, please, because they're full of mud," and I go, "Nah, I don't take my shoes off. Nah, I'm just going to come in." That's me totally disrespecting your wishes and everything else, and then I'm just going to do that. No, you don't do that. You know what? You say your piece, then you choose whether you're going to go and take part or not. You know what I mean? So, but there are ways that you can do both. You can have your cake and eat it on this issue, in my opinion. But you've got to be very, what's the word? Thoughtful and, think about. We're talking about something here that is very, very, very complicated and very deep. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough one it's a tough nut to crack. It's a tough nut to get right. Nobody's got the right answers. But for me, I just think, you know what? There has to be a starting point somewhere. We cannot say. Sorry, one sec.
There is no right answer.
We can't say. No, well, no. But what I'm going to say is that when we're doing this, the World Cup is usually South America, Europe, blah blah. It's the first time it's been held in the Middle East. There was always going to have to be a question of, are you going to change your rules if you want to have this World Cup? That's a bit of an unfair way to ask somebody if they want to host something, isn't it? To be fair, do you know what I mean? That you can't do it that way. So I think the best way they've done it is if you're going to be fair, you let everybody have the bids. If they've won the bid, however they've won the bid, so be it, right? But then this is the starting point now. So it could take a long time, but you just never know how things can be affected and how changes could happen now going forward in the future, because this has been, as it stands right now, it's been a decent World Cup. I think the stadiums and everything else are fantastic. The air conditioning, the blah blahs, all that kind of aspects of it as well. Now I know about the workers' rights, the workers' problems and all the rest of it. But listen, how many other countries do you think that goes on in that we're not being told about? Always remember, the media only tell you what they want you to know because it suits their agenda. Go on, Matt. Sorry.
But here's the thing: is you've got BBC going on about it, and yet.
Emma put a comment in. It's FIFA that's in the wrong gear there. She's right.
Well,
FIFA are the people to blame in all of this because they've created this by allowing the World Cup in Qatar when we know of them issues there. I'm not saying we don't have them issues everywhere else in the world, but the fact that they've allowed them to have it there where it's been overtly highlighted and just constantly talked about rather than us allowing us to enjoy the football, and that is a bit of a joke. And if all these people and all these teams, countries felt so powerful about this particular thing, why not just not enter the competition, walk away, revoke, just right.
But listen,
if you're in and you're passionate about this one, look, we're not partaking in the World Cup. We won't be arriving.
But let me just make this point. We've all got a voice, but do we always have to use our voice? No, we don't. Now then, I'm going to go back to what I said before about using common sense. We all know this got announced 12 years ago, whatever it was, that it's going to be in Qatar, blah, blah, blah. And we all knew exactly what the rules were. So then you've got to make a decision and a choice to yourself. Okay, what do I do here? Do I go there and abide by the rules and everything else because they are deep rooted and I must respect those rules? Or am I going to try and cause a problem and start going, well, blah, this, that, and the other, whilst you're there? Because that's, for me, is a totally wrong approach to take. You've got to be sensible. Again, that's the only thing we got to do here in this situation with this World Cup. It's more about, the workers who have died, the circumstances under which they have died, and are the families getting the recompense, and the right amounts of recompense. If that's the breadwinner, which probably is the male of the family, they need financially compensating massively, you know. And we heard sort of numbers about 400 and whatever million and blah blah blah, but it still hasn't been signed off yet or whatever. So that they are big serious issues. I'm not saying that the LGBTQ are not serious issues, because they are. However, when it comes to that, again, that is a choice that an individual makes. If you are under, you know, in that LGBTQ, right, then you make the decision for yourself, in my opinion. You know, if it was me, so go on, Stephen.
No, the thing for me is that these people, like, they can state the case all they want. If you've booked tickets knowing this World Cup's coming, knowing that no matter what you say, they ain't gonna change, right? You've only just made yourself look like an idiot than you already are, because you can bang about these problems as much as you want, or wear a rainbow hat or whatever while you're there, right, or whatever, right? But in the end, Qatar, all they care is about making that. Like, they've pumped so much money and that so they can make money from this tournament. If you've bought tickets, right, with all these problems,
but you're not gonna.
As much as you say it, like, Qatar could quickly just say, well, we've made our money from that. We can now invest that in football team. And as much as you say you might want to, we can change our laws. It's only for 4 weeks. Once that's done, right? Once this World Cup's done, we can stick to our laws, stick to our same culture. We've got the money from you. There you go.
Yeah, but that's hold on a minute. But that's the point I'm making here is but what's the point? What point is somebody trying to make by doing with the armbands and stuff like that? Because when you think about it, what are you trying to do there? Are you doing that just because you want to upset people and make a point in a country that is not going to adopt that belief?
That's where I think the issue is. They go over there to hype up shit. Everybody already knew what the rules were. They already know it's not a law; it's religion. It's slightly different. It's slightly different when it's religious. You know what I mean? But look, we went too deep into that. To be fair, get the spot the ball up, because I know Polo's going to be on the line. He's going to be on the line to me in a minute, telling me you're running overtime. So come on, guys, get your numbers.
I know we're on overtime, Solo. Get your wallet out, bro. Okay, let's have a look. So come on, folks. We've seen the numbers. I'll remind you of the numbers that Stephen and Mr. So Stephen said box number 10. Matt said box number 9. And Mr. B went for number 6. I'm only joking.
Number 1.
I was just seeing if you could remember. Okay, I'll start again. Stephen said 4. Matt said 1. Mr. B said box 2. Right, and we're going to go on Monday, sticking with 1. Let me just scroll right back up now, yonder. Scroll way back yonder.
I starred all of them for you.
Excellent, Mr. B. I appreciate that, bro. Let's have a look. Here we go. Mark Edmund. Yeah, I do. Mark Edmund says number 4. Emma Kay's gone for number 8. Boxy's number 9. Eddie's number 5. Vincent number 7. Bill Baggio number 11. Mark Edmund 4. Rory 4. Yeah, box 9. I think that's all I can see up the top there. Let's get back down to the bottom. Vincent's still sticking with number 7. Mark Edmund still sticking with number 4. Okay, folks. Now then. I was so close. Only one person has got it right, and we are taking no more bids. The line is cut off, and one person has got it right, and I'm wounded. Okay. So it's not number 9. It's not number 10 or number 8. It's not number 2, 3, or 12. It's not number 11 or number 7 or number 1. That leaves 5, 4, or 6. It ain't number 4, and it ain't number 6. It's number 5.
You've got number 5.
Oh,
it's a number 5, yeah.
I was tempted on this one.
And Eddie, man, you're the only one who got it right, bro. That's some achievement. I was wounded when I see the number 5 from Eddie. I was like, oh no, don't believe it.
I don't see Eddie's number 5.
I do. Scroll back further up, bro. You'll see it. Eddie's football.
Oh yeah.
Number 5.
Eddie.
I'll tell you, we're playing Charlton.
Yeah.
Charlton were playing. And what's happened here is that a tackle has come in and the ball has
Charlton.
skewed all the way down here. And it's in between number 1 and number 5, but the majority of the ball is in number 5. And if you want me to prove it,
I'm seeing because.
1 second.
On, sorry.
If you want me to prove it, I will prove it.
Because for me, I'm looking at the people. I'm looking at the 4 players that are looking towards that line, and I'm thinking that the one on the floor looked more towards 4 than he did 5. So that's probably what I went for. Otherwise, I would have probably.
I'll tell you, Talk's logic is that's the one thing that it's not that obvious one with Talk. Although we did try to go a little bit easier, at least it wasn't like 10 with the balls halfway up the bloody pit.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. It'll only take a tick. Let's have a quick look.
So Eddie's out here calling for a prize. Eddie, that prize you read our mind will be coming at some stage, but we're definitely not going to be giving it to you because you won't win the one that counts. We will be having something up over Christmas. We'll do we'll do 1 or 2 things, and yet you lot can guess your balls and guess your numbers. What are you doing out here, Talk?
There you go. The majority of the ball is in number 5. There's a bit of it in number 1, but that's why I specifically got it at that point because it's
I want a VAR on that.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, that is VAR, bro. Yeah. Hold on, VAR. There. Right, we'll put it in slow motion. Bam. There you go. Number 5. VAR. It works.
Oh, the beauty of technology. Guys, we're on that hour slot, man. It's 11 o'clock, so we got to shut down. Mr. Fleetly, where can we find you, man?
Go on, Stephen. Where can we find you, bro?
Find us on SVT TV. Thanks for having us on, as always. Yeah, SVT TV. We do Arsenal and Premier League content, doing the World Cup as we are 2 watch-alongs a day at the minute. So, yeah, thanks for having us on. And all the money that we raise goes to Children's Disease Foundation as well.
Excellent. Nice one. Go and check out Stephen's channel and give him a subscribe. Yo, Matt.
Yeah. Normally find me on Twitter at MattAdam7. Normally find me on here every Friday as well. And occasionally on Stephen's channel.
Yeah,
just
and most
having a
definitely
laugh and joke. It's
always that wallpaper world. And
yeah.
shortly having words with his pet rabbit.
Yeah.
Deal, bro. You know, I can't leave out the wallpaper, bro. But I love it. I think it's cool, bro. Honestly, it's cool in the gang, man. Cool in the gang.
Mate,
Guys,
talk.
What? What?
Guys, it's drifting. I see we're drifting again. That means it's late. We're not talking about people's wallpaper, guys. Friday night, as I say every week, Eddie, well done. You've taken my mantle this week. I will be back to take it back next week. Guys, look, Friday, I say every single time, you don't have to be here. I'm glad that you are. I'm sure there's more important things to do on a Friday, but you did stay. You stayed with us. Thanks for voting. Stephen, thanks for coming on. Matty, as always, thank you very much. Guys in the chat, thank you. And Talk, my right-hand man, you know I couldn't do this without you on a Friday night, man. So big up. Guys, we are out.